Hi there, welcome back to Resin by Drew. Today I'm working on a custom piece which is a birth announcement wall hanging. I've been asked to do a white colour, well a slightly off-white colour. So I'm going to use Resin8 Opaque White with the tiniest amount of Resin8 Parchment to try and get an off-white colour. So I've mixed up my resin. I've mixed 120 grams or 120 mils should I say, so hopefully that will be enough. So I'm just going to stir my white pigment. Let me take that stir stick out of there. Just get a tissue. Right, I'm ready. I'm ready again. Right, so I've just stirred the white pigment, so I'm going to add the white pigment. I'm going to add a decent amount of the white pigment. Add that to my little pot. I'm going to stir that in. That should give me a nice white. Once I've stirred that in, I can determine sort of hopefully how much of the parchment colour I need to add to get the off-white colour that I'm wanting. Scrape. I find a good way to, when I'm using these kind of pots, these silicone pots, I find a good way to get everything off the stir stick is to pinch the cup and pull the whatever stir stick, the lollipop stick or the silicone stir stick, whatever stir stick I'm using, to pull it through, and it scrapes everything off quite nicely. Just like that. So I'm going to give that one a wipe because I want to use the same stir stick to do my parchment colour. And then I've not got too many stir sticks in my pot of colour. I'm just going to add the tiniest amount. I've got a bit of tissue or something in my mould now. There we go. Just give that a wipe. I'm going to add the tiniest amount of this parchment colour. Give it a stir in the pot first. I'm going to really scrape it off, just like we do for the flowers. I'm going to really scrape it all off. And then literally, that's all I'm adding to my pot. We'll see what colour that gives us. I think that's probably just enough off-whitish. Just takes all the colour in that I've just scraped off my stir stick. Now what I'm going to do is I'm adding decals to this. So today all I'm doing is pouring a half layer in. So I'm just going to half fill all of the cloud shapes today. It looks really white now. I'm pouring it into the mould, but I think if I put it against something white, it wouldn't look as white. In fact, it doesn't, because the puppy pads are white and it doesn't look as white next to the puppy pads. So I'm quite happy with that colour anyway. I think I might have just put a bit too much in that one and that one. So I'm going to pour the rest into this one, a large one. I think I'm going to need my bigger stir stick for this to scrape it out. So I'm going to take a little bit out of 2 of these, maybe 3 of these little clouds. So I'm going to put that into the larger mould. I've got a little bit too much in the smaller clouds and not quite enough in the larger cloud. So I want to put the bottom coat on, or in the mould should I say, and then add the decals and then come back and add a top coat. So I'm just taking a little bit out of the clouds that I've got too much in. There we go. I think I've not got quite enough in. There we go. So for today, that's all I'm going to do. Like I say, I just needed to get the base coat in today, and then tomorrow I can come back once this is dried and do the decals. I can cut the decals today. I know all the details that I need for the decals, so I can cut the decals today and then put the decals in tomorrow and put the final top coat on tomorrow. So I will say bye for now, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye. Hi, welcome back to Resin by Drew. I've done the clouds that I started. They've been a couple of days since I started them now, and I'm ready to put on the decals. So I'm going to start with the large name that I've got first of all, that's going on the big cloud. The name's Ellis. I'm sorry if my head's in the way there. Try and get that in the centre. I'm just looking at the size of the other, the numbers and things that I've got. I'm hoping that they fit. That one's okay. So that's the date of birth, the 7th of the 10th, 2019. Peel that one back. There we go. That's another one. And then the weight is £1 9 ounces, so this one was a very small baby. It's quite a shocking backstory to this one, but this, as I say, it was a very small baby, but he'll be 3 next month and he's doing absolutely fine now. Time of birth was 12:38 AM. Now for the 4th one, I actually wanted to put the length of Ellis when he was born, but we don't know the length of him because of the circumstances in which he was born. Getting his length wasn't a priority, so instead of doing the length for him, he's going to have his birth sign, which is Libra. So we're having Libra on this one. Peel it backwards. There we go. So we've now got all the decals on. So I'm just going to mix a little bit more resin up, and then I'm going to put the final layer on, let that cure up, and then they're all done, ready to put the chains onto. So I'll just nip and mix some resin. I'm going to turn that around because that's got a little flappy bit there that doesn't need to sit on the board, so that's okay. I can move it so that I can fit it all on the board nicely and it's all nice and solid. So I'll just mix a little bit of resin, and then I'll be back to put the final coat on to seal in the decals. So I'll be back with you in a couple of minutes. Sorry, I've mixed up my resin and I forgot to press pour, so I've already started pouring my resin on my final layer of top coat on, but I have just in time remembered to press record. So here we go. I'm just pouring the top coat on now, just spreading it around to make sure I'm not overfilling. Just going slowly. I mixed up 140 mils of resin, so I think that might be just a little fraction too much, but I don't think it'll be way over too much, so it wasn't too bad a guess really, I don't think. Anything else that I've got left spare, I have got some crystals on the go, so I'll just pour it into the crystals. I think that's about it. I think the moulds are just pretty much full now. Really looking forward to seeing this finished as a final product. I'm going to put chains on to hang it at the top, and then chains to hang the smaller clouds from the bottom. I'm going to give it a quick blast with my embossing tool. I'm not using a heat gun, and I'm not using a heat torch. I'm just going to use an embossing tool because that's nice and gentle, and that's it. So I will say bye for, rather than you listen to the embossing tool, I will say bye for now, and I will see you very soon. Bye for now. Hi, welcome back. I'm going to demould these clouds that I've been making, and we'll see what they look like out of the mould. There's not going to be any great surprises because obviously you can already see the front of them. But let's start off with the big cloud first of all. So that's the one that says Ellis, which is the name cloud. And then we've got the date of birth, the weight, the time of birth, and the star sign. Now normally I would put the length at birth, but because of the way this baby was born, the length wasn't taken for a while, so we've agreed that the best thing to do is to put the star sign on rather than try and figure out or make up a length for him. So anyway, these are it's going to have a chain at the top just there to hang on the wall, and these are going to be on separate chains down here, something like that. So I just need to add the chains, and then I'll be back to show you the finished result with some photos. So I'll say goodbye for now, and I will be back with the final photos and another experiment soon. See you soon. Bye for now.